My name is Emily, and this is the story of my life, a narrative woven with threads of love, regret, and a relentless search for hope. From my earliest memories, I was a quiet child, an observer on the sidelines of life. I didn't have a large circle of friends. In fact, I had very few. My world was shaped by the strict rules of my parents. No playing, no friends, no hobbies, they would say. My days were confined to the four walls of our home. I yearned to run and laugh with the other children in the neighborhood, but the command was always the same: stay inside. I never attended kindergarten, so when I first stepped into a school, I was gripped by fear. How would I ever connect with these other kids? Despite my anxieties, I slowly found my footing and made a few friends. Still, I carried my silence with me like a shield, believing that to be quiet was to be safe. I harbored a secret love for the arts, my fingers itching to hold a paintbrush, but my parents dismissed it. Focus on your studies, they insisted. Art is not a real career. College was my first taste of freedom, and it was there I met Michael. He was tall, with a quick wit that made me laugh until my sides ached. He looked at me and said, "You are so beautiful," and for the first time, I felt seen. With him, I felt special. We would talk for hours, and he called me his best friend. My dream was to finish my degree and build a career, but Michael had other plans. "Why do you need a degree?" he'd ask. "You can just marry me." I was only 18, swept up in the whirlwind of first love. I believed him when he said he would take care of me. So when he asked me to be his wife, to start a family, I said yes. I dropped out of college, abandoning my dreams for what I thought was a greater love. The beginning was idyllic. We were happy. Soon our daughter Olivia was born, a tiny, perfect piece of us. But slowly, things began to unravel. Michael's compliments turned into commands. "You can't wear those clothes," he'd say, criticizing my tattoos and my short haircut. "Change your style." He isolated me from my friends, insisting, "You don't need them. Stay home with Olivia." The evenings grew longer and lonelier as Michael started coming home late, offering vague excuses about being with friends. I tried to talk to him, to bridge the growing distance between us, but he wouldn't listen. One night, his indifference erupted into rage. "You're not a good wife," he screamed, his words like daggers. I broke down, sobbing. Then the unthinkable happened. He hit me. The shock was paralyzing. I spent the entire night crying, my heart shattered. I sought refuge at my parents' house, begging for their help, but they turned me away. "You are a married woman," they said. "You must stay with your husband." Defeated, I returned to Michael, clinging to the fragile hope that things would get better. Soon after, I became pregnant with our son, Daniel. He was my mirror image, and I loved him fiercely from the moment I saw him. Michael didn't even come to the hospital. When I finally brought our son home, he greeted me with a cold, "Why are you here so soon?" The hurt was immense. I later discovered he was having an affair and made no effort to hide it. "She loves me more than you do," he confessed, and I felt myself shrink, becoming smaller and smaller. I was trapped. With no money and two young children, leaving felt impossible. Then Michael joined the army, leaving us behind as if we were a temporary inconvenience. "You can manage," he said, before walking out the door. My days became a blur of tears. During this dark period, my father passed away, and my mother moved to another country, leaving me completely alone. One day, Michael called from his post. "I've found someone new," he said, his voice devoid of emotion. "I'm happier with her." I was stunned into silence. Yet, just 3 months later, he called again, pleading, "I made a mistake. Please take me back." And because I still loved him, because I still held on to the memory of the man I fell for, I said okay. We tried to mend our broken marriage, but the cracks were too deep. The verbal abuse continued. 16 years have passed since we first said I do. Michael makes occasional efforts to be a better man, but his words still cut me deeply. I often find myself lost in thought, wondering why I forgave him time and time again. Why did I choose to stay in a cage even when the door was open? I am 33 years old now, and the girl I once was is a distant memory. I am stronger, yes, but I am also weary. There are days when I feel invisible, like I don't exist at all. Yet I hold on to the hope of a better life, a future where I can find genuine happiness for myself and for my children. Every morning I rise before the sun. I watch my children sleep, and they are the reason I continue to fight. Olivia is 8 now, a vibrant artist and singer. Daniel is 4, his laughter filling our home as he plays with his toy cars. Be strong for them, I whisper to myself. But the weight of it all can be crushing. On the hard days, I collapse under the sadness, asking the universe, how did my life turn into this? One afternoon, a knock on the door startled me. It was my neighbor, Jessica. Her warm smile was a beacon. "Hi, Emily," she said. "Would you like to come over for tea?" My first instinct was to say no, to retreat into the safety of my isolation, afraid of Michael's anger. But something pushed me to accept. I desperately needed a friend. Over tea, Jessica listened. "You are not alone," she told me. Her words a soothing balm on my wounded spirit. "I am here for you." For the first time in years, I allowed myself to cry in front of someone else. Jessica sparked an idea in me. "Why don't you start a small business from home?" she suggested. Michael would never approve of me working outside, but perhaps this was something I could do for myself. I began baking. At first, it was challenging. Self-doubt was a constant companion. But I poured my heart into it, and soon people started to notice. My cakes were delicious, and orders began to flood in. A flicker of pride, long dormant, ignited within me. I can do this. One evening, Michael came home in a rage. "Why are you baking?" he yelled. "You don't need to work." I stood my ground, my voice steady. "I need to do this, for me and for the children."
I will not stop. He was stunned into silence. I was terrified, but I also felt a surge of strength I hadn't felt in years. Life didn't magically transform overnight. Michael still has his moments of anger, but I've started to build boundaries. "I will not allow you to hurt me anymore," I told him firmly. "If you ever hit me again, I will leave." He may not have believed me at first, but my resolve is unwavering. I have to protect myself and my children. Through Jessica, I've met other women, forming a circle of support and friendship. I'm rediscovering the person I used to be. I cut my hair short again, and I wear bright, colorful clothes that make me happy. The other day, Olivia looked at me and said, "Mom, you look so happy." Her words were the sweetest reward. I am now focused on building a future, a safe, happy life for my children, and a life of freedom for myself. I don't know if Michael will ever truly change, but I know that I have. I am no longer the scared, silenced girl who gave up her dreams. I tell myself that one day, peace will find me. I don't know when, but I believe it will come. If you are listening to my story, I want you to know this. You are stronger than you think. You can endure the hardest of times. Please never give up on yourself. I hope my story can offer a glimmer of hope to someone who needs it.